amazing to see. But truly, like majority, if not all of my friends have completely changed, and I don't know that they're happier. Obviously, you can't really reverse that shit. Like,
So this lady said that she's 29, but she has always wanted to have children before 29. But her friends had kids earlier before her, or yeah, they started having kids, and she saw the way their life changed. She saw the way they are struggling. She saw the way things are not easy for them anymore. And she just had to like hold up. I don't think this is for me. And I kind of like that. What is your take? Have you considered having kids before, but then you started seeing probably your sister struggling, or you started seeing your friend and you're like, ah, are you sure I'm going to have children like this? Are you sure it's not just better for me to stay child free? Or you wanted to get married, you always wanted to get married, but then you started seeing what marriages are these days, what men want from women these days, and you're like, "Ah, I think single life is for me." Has this ever happened to you? Let me roll this clip for you all to watch to the end, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
I'm 29 and childless right now. Majority, if not all of my friends have a kid or two, or maybe even three. And I can't lie, before my friends had kids, I felt like I'd be a mother already. I really did believe that I would have kids mid 20s. After we got married, I was 25. I thought that we would pretty much get married and start to have kids. But as I sort of saw how parenthood unfolded for my friends and how stressful and how much it was, it kept making me push back further and further as to when we wanted to start a family. I'm like, you know what, let's actually live a bit more now, because everybody's souls seem sucked. And it's not like they're not having a great time. Like, they love their kids, they're great parents. It's amazing to see. But truly, like majority, if not all of my friends have completely changed, and I don't know that they're happier. Obviously, you can't really reverse that shit. Like, you're kind of stuck where you are once you have them. You can't put them back up. Seeing this all unfold really has put into perspective just how much of your life is consumed and how much of yourself you lose when you're a parent. I don't think people were being honest before this generation. I think now people are being more honest about the struggles, and people are showing up online and sharing so much of what was never communicated to people, and everybody sort of just did the damn thing. But now I'm thinking, like, fuck, I really gotta want this. I really have to want this and be willing to give up my entire life, my entire soul, and my entire personality.
If you're having kids because of society or because you just feel like it's a normal thing for you to do, I feel like that is one of the worst reason to have children, because I feel like most people that have kids, or most people that say they want to have kids after seeing people that are actually struggling, or mothers that are struggling with children, is because they just feel like it's a norm. It's because they just feel like, oh, I'm supposed to do this before a certain age. So most of them, they don't even have genuine reason for doing it. At the end of the day, they end up having these kids and they are unhappy. They now see how their life has changed. Everything is just gonna change. Their body change, everything, even their relationship will change when children comes in. Anyways, I have few reactions to share with you all regarding this video. Let me know your thoughts in the video while you're in the comment section while you're watching the video.
Further as to when we wanted to start a family. I'm like, you know what, let's actually live a bit more now, because everybody's souls seem sucked. And it's not like they're not having a great time. Like, they love their kids, they're great parents. It's amazing to see. But truly, like majority, if not all of my friends have completely changed, and I don't know that they're happier. I really gotta want this. I really have to want this and be willing to give up my entire life, my entire soul, and my entire personality.
A huge thank you goes out to this creator for sharing her thoughts and her feelings all about whether she wants kids or not. I too am 29 and I feel like my biological clock is ticking. And if I want to decide on having kids, I should think about doing that within the next few years or so. But that amount of pressure is really, really hard to deal with. And that pressure comes from no one other than myself, because I am feeling it all around me, where yes, there's the biological clock, so to speak, which is a myth. But that's a societal thing that's ingrained in me. It's the family that wants me and my husband to have kids. It's the family that doesn't want me and my husband to have kids, or at least they said that multiple years ago, and that hasn't left my soul. um, it's the me and the part of me that likes to live my life just as it is right now, and that is enough. I think it is enough. I think I'm more than okay. And if you're somebody who is deciding on whether they want kids or not, look to yourself and try not to be so hard on yourself like I am to myself sometimes, and actually think that this is an okay decision for you. If you decide to be child free, if that changes, that's okay. Know that you are more than enough just as you are.
I'm 29 and childless right now. Majority, if not all, of my friends have a kid.
Having children because everyone around you is doing it or because society seems to expect it of us at a certain age is probably the worst reason to have children that I can think of, and is at least partially responsible for the complete mess we find ourselves in as a society right now. If less people were just popping out kids because that's what you're supposed to do at some point in your life, the world would be a much better place. So only have a child if it's something you feel deeply, deeply called to do, because that really is the only good reason to do it.
Most people in the comment section were saying that you just need a few years for suffering. If you really want to have kids, it's a beautiful thing. Some women came out to say, yeah, I know that it was not easy for me at first, but later when you think about it, the joy, the fulfillment. And some other people were saying that why do people always look at the negative parts, negative aspects of being a mom? That there is, you know, real great positive aspects of it. And there are mothers that are happy, and even though they might be stressful or stressed, or they might be struggling and happy at that point, when they look at their bundle of joy, they are very happy. Look at what this one says. Say it's okay when you are 30, but life becomes lonely when you are 50 and no family. All your friends will have houses filled with life and joy. It's a small sacrifice the first few years of a lifelong gain. Amy said, now that my granddad is 83 and sick, seeing everyone visiting me in the hospital, now I realize I am dying alone without anyone around me. Amy is 41 and she's child free. So she said, my family are all slowly leaving and I don't know any of my cousins or their kids because I've always just looked after myself and I don't find other people interesting enough to form bonds with. And people later went on to tell her, you're still young, 41. If you feel like you've made a mistake of being a child free by choice person, you can still turn back the ends of time, you can still try and make babies and all of that so that you will not die alone. For Amy in that comment section, I feel like why she's now reasoning because she has chosen to be child free by choice, and now that she sees her dad, 83 years old, he has so many children around him, cousin, uncle, nieces, and all of that. And now she's feeling like, oh, one day I'm going to also die and I don't have kids. I'm not even communicating with people around me. I'm trying to pick myself. I'm selfish about myself. So who's going to be around me? So she actually, I feel like she's reasoning in the sense that I don't want to die alone. I want people around me. I want kids to look after me when I'm sick. And these are one of the reasons why people decide to have children for their selfish reason. They come on and say, I don't want to die alone. Who is going to take care of you when you're old? Who is going to look like you? Like, there were other comments of people saying, don't have children. I will tell you for a fact, when I had my kid, the very first time I had my kid, or when I got pregnant, since then, my life has never remained the same. I wish I can turn back the ends of time and all of that. I feel like women can make their choices. If you choose not to have children, and you decided, you've thought about it, you looked at it, you look at the pros and cons, you've seen that this life is not for you, you have a lot of future before you and you're not seeing children in it. I feel like do not force it. Don't say, oh, because all my friends are doing it, all my family members are disturbing me, or I just feel like I'll be scared, or you're just having double mind. I just feel like don't do it, right? Do it when you really, really know that for sure you need it or you want it. Because yes, having kids might be beautiful for you if you want that child. I feel like having kids is a beautiful thing for people that want the child, and for people that have people that are helping them even when they have the child. If you don't want the child and you have the child, and then you don't now have anybody helping you at the end of the day, it's going to be a disaster. And it's okay for you to decide that you don't want to have kids and later on you want to change your mind. It's fine if you feel like that is the way, but I feel like you should have a more genuine reason and think about why you decide not to have the kids first of all, and what is making you to change your mind again. And for me, I feel like the best way to learn is to look at other people that kind of living the life that you think you want for yourself, and try to learn from their mistakes, learn from their experience, and see that, okay, try to put yourself in their situation. What would you have done, or would you still decide to go ahead with your plan, knowing that this is how it's going to look like? Because most of the time our friends might get there before us for us to see how it's going to be, like to make us to see the experience, if that makes sense. And try to be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, do you really want to start this life? And know that you are in this alone, because your partner might not be there anymore. The village you thought you're going to have might not be there, and at the end of the day you might be the one handling this whole thing alone. So be honest with yourself, sit down and think about it. Is this really what you want? If it's what you want, fine, you can make your choices. But then if it's not what you want, don't force it, just live your life, enjoy yourself. And yeah, I really love to know your thoughts about this conversation we're having today in the comment section. And thank you all so much for tuning in today. It's your favorite girl again, Maria David. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and kind of turn on the post notification bell so you can get notified once I upload another interesting video. And I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.